Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thought for Thursday. Thought for Thursday is a part of Leveling Up the Podcast with Alethea Tucker. It is the section of the podcast that we bring to you on Thursdays for 15 minutes of encouragement and actionable tools that you can use to level up. Tonight, we're talking about understanding and knowing your worth and realizing how important that is. You may say, this sounds a little familiar. Yeah, we've covered this topic before, but I want to cover it again because of its importance and because I have something that is going to be able or that you will be able to use to even improve upon what it is that you know, help you to find out what you don't know, and then help you to make life more of what you desire for it to be. And we'll talk about that a little later. But I want to go over 5 things that really point to the importance of understanding your worth, knowing that you have value, knowing that you bring value, all right? And understanding, of course, the importance of all of that. So let's jump right in. Why is it that it is so important for you to understand who you are and to know your worth? Well, a huge part of that is because it's important to understand that what you bring, who you are, what you have, what defines you is not defined by others. What do I mean by that? You are the person who understands what your value is. You know what that value is. And you should shy away from letting anyone else tell you the value that you bring. Now, it's okay for them to tell you how valuable you are in their lives and what being associated with you has really done. And it only gets problematic when you start to get to the point where you let others define you and they don't really know you. They don't understand who you are. And that definition does not correlate with who you know yourself to be. And it really gets problematic when you start to take on that definition that they've given you and it does not in any way represent who you are authentically. So realize that your value and your worth really cannot be defined by others. You hold the true definition of what that is, and you are the one who needs to show that it to others if you want them to understand exactly what it is. So, what else? Why is it important to know your worth, understand your value, and be able to live it out? All right. Well, it's important because it helps to shape your choices. Yeah, our values, our makeup really does dictate what it is that we do. It dictates the choices that we make. It dictates how we move about in life. And those choices, of course, involve things that pertain to our personal lives, things that pertain to our professional lives, our relationships, how it is that we choose to carry out functions that we do, whether we choose to believe in a certain product, whether we choose to hold fast to something that's of value to us. All of that really comes down to what we think of ourselves. And if we don't understand the value that we bring, we don't fully make the right choices, at least not all of the time. So it's very important for us to understand our value, to know what it is, so that it can help us to make healthy choices. It can help us to make the choices that are really best for us and not best for others. But make the choice that is going to help you to elevate, that is going to help you to be healthy, that is going to help you to be the best possible version of yourself that you can be. What else? Why else is it important? Well, understanding your value and your worth really does help to drive your confidence and your courage. It instills confidence in you when you understand who you are and what you bring to the table. It helps you to step boldly into new opportunities and challenges without feeling the fear of failure. And we know what already going through failure can do. It's important to have a healthy sense of worth so that we can stand up against the negative mindset that will start to tell us, you failed at this before. It will probably happen again. Knowing that worth will help us to be courageous and standing up and saying, no, I know that what I have matters. I know that I matter. And I know that I have something to offer. And one failure doesn't mean anything except let me try again. All right. Why else? Why else, or why or what makes it so important that we understand our value and that we make sure that we bring that to light? Well, hold on just a second here. My system is not acting properly with me tonight. All right. Well, it's the key to fulfillment. That's what I wanted to tell you. Understanding your worth, knowing it, is really key to making sure that you feel fulfilled in life, that you feel that life is bringing you all the best that it has to offer, that you're doing the things that you want to do, you're experiencing the things that you want to experience. You are working in the profession that you want. At least you're working towards it, even if it's not the absolute place where you want to be right now. Knowing your value and what you're worth really helps to, for example, negate any of the thoughts that are trying to creep up that's telling you that a bad experience on one job or a bad experience in one relationship or a bad experience in a product that you've developed or a business that you've started up, that bad experience really does dictate who you are and what you are, because it doesn't. It just helps to dictate the growth that you're going through. And when used properly, will help you and be a stepping stone to getting to where you want to be. Understanding that value really is key to being able to realize that fulfillment. Self worth is directly tied to living that out. All right. When you honor that value, you can pursue your passions and your desires. You can pursue anything that you desire to pursue unapologetically, really creating a life that brings true joy and satisfaction for you. And one more thing I want to tell you about understanding your value, appreciating it, and knowing that it's something that needs to be offered is really a foundation for healthy relationships. When you value yourself, you're less likely to settle for the unhealthy, toxic relationships, whether that be romantic, whether that be family, whether that be friends. They all can bring a level that isn't always the best for you. Understanding that you have worth and that you're not deserving of anything that is toxic is important, because that will help you to be able to move away from those situations, move away from those relationships, and know that you deserve to be at a place where you have healthy interactions and healthy relationships. When you really, really honor your value, you can pursue things and understand that there is better when you have to walk away from something that is toxic. That's very important to understand. So, all of these things are reasons why it's important to understand your value, to know that you bring value and what you have is worth putting out into the world. It's worth it for others, as I always say, and it's definitely worth it for you. But I hear you. Some of you feel that, I know you're telling me that I need to realize my value and understand it and all the important things that it brings. But there are times, and this time is one of those times, where I don't particularly feel like there is a whole lot of value that I can bring to myself, much less to the world. Well, I'm here to tell you that you are living, you are breathing, and that alone is reason to believe that you have something here that is of worth, that is of purpose, and that you deserve to be able to walk that out. Now, I understand when you get at a point where you're feeling stuck, if you get at a point where you're feeling like things just aren't worth pursuing because you failed so many times at one thing or another. You've been sitting back for so long and letting other people take the accolades for things that you've really done. You've been doing it for so long that you really are starting to wonder, have you really been performing that work that others are taking accolades for? Because you're so used to sitting in the back. And after a while, doing things like that really eats at your confidence. It really eats at who you feel you are and what you believe you can do. I understand what it feels like to have to work and to do things because you need to be able to provide, of course. That's why we all do a lot of what we do. But I also understand the importance and the need to be able to do something with our hands that we feel we are designed to do something and to act on things that we know in our minds and what we feel in our heart, because we are really living in a place where we're not feeling so fulfilled because we aren't operating in what is the absolute best of us. I know what that feels like. And I know how important it is to be able to move out of that place. And for all of those reasons, I am incredibly happy to tell you that Reinvent Her, the program that I designed specifically with you in mind, those of you in that stuck place, those of you who are at this almost fourth quarter of the year and realizing that my year is getting ready to end and I'm almost in the same spot I was in that I said I would get out of at the beginning of the year. Well, guess what? There are some actionable steps that you can take. It doesn't require major steps. I always talk about the small steps. And this program will help you to be able to see what those steps are and to be able to move in them. I'm offering it this fall at an investment that is almost half of what the investment always is. Why? Because this year I have realized more in the people that I've worked with and the people that I've interacted with and those that I've passed along the way, those that I have walked with, that people need to understand their value and go for the reinvention that's needed when they feel that it's too late to reinvent. I don't have, or I'm not going to be able to move to where I really feel that fulfillment in life. You can do it. I want to be able to help you. I know that what we have will make major inroads for you. And why is it? Well, because it offers personalized plans. Yes, the program is a group program. However, we get down into the nitnoids, into the pieces of life that really affect you the most, the mental pieces, the pieces that you need to change as far as what you need to do to elevate at work, to elevate in whatever other part of your life that you need to make change in. We do assessments that help to point out if you're acting or you're moving as your authentic self, or if you're really moving as what others expect you to be. We help you to find out, for many of you, who you really are, what really makes you tick. The plans are personalized, although in a group, we really do deal at the personal level. The support is there. This is a 4-week program, so it's really one to help you get jump started. It's not an extensive 8 or 12-week program, but it is one that will definitely take the top layer off and help you to begin to dig deeper into what it is that you really need to do. So it gives you the support, it gives you the personalized plan. And lastly, it is what you need to take action. I want you to ask yourself, what have you taken action in that has gotten you to progress at all this year? For some, you've made great strides, and I say congratulations. And for others, you've made great strides and you know that there's more to do. There's still a little section in there that you need to work on. And then there are those of you who really need to understand that it is not too late. Yeah, we're approaching the end of the year. You really can come out of this year better than where you started. So, what I want you to do is give that some thought. And I want you to go ahead and text reinvent to 240-887-0072. Reinvent to 240-887-0072. You will receive information on how you can get additional details on this program. If you don't want to text, well, then just head on over to reinvent her the program, all right, .com. Again, reinvent her the program.com. I'm sorry, I'm giving that to you incorrectly. Reinventherprogram.com. Reinventherprogram.com. So please ignore what you see at the bottom of the screen there because it is incorrect. Again, it's reinventherprogram.com. And that will get you over to the details that you need for this program that I know will make major inroads, that will help you to really do the things that perhaps you have been putting off forever. We always talk about that. That will help you to come out better by the end of the year than you have been the entire year. All right? So, again, go ahead, text reinvent to 240-887-0072, or go ahead and go straight on over to the website, which is reinventherprogram.com, which is accurate now at the bottom of the screen. All right? So that's it for tonight. Know that you have value, that you have worth, and that you have all of these things which makes you uniquely you, which makes you enough, which makes you something that is worth pursuing purpose, or someone that is worth pursuing purpose, given something, all right, that is going to allow someone else to elevate as well. So go out and be authentically yourself, boldly, confident. Be confident in who you are. Go ahead, touch something, make a difference, not just for yourself, but for those around you as well. All right? Thanks so much. Have a great evening, and I'll see you back here next week.